Dear friends, welcome to Learning About. This is the fifth video in this series. I'll be solving question number, starting from question number 61 in this video. Now, for this, I think we can use the relation where x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equal to x plus y plus z into x plus y plus z whole square minus 3 into xy plus yz plus zx. Okay. Now this we can use. So we can write x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3 into, now xyz is given as minus 12, so that's minus 12, that's equal to x plus y plus z equal to 2 into x plus y plus z is that's 2 square minus 3 into minus 11. Okay, so you get x cube plus y cube plus z cube plus 36 is equal to 2 into 4 plus 33. So you get x cube plus y cube plus z cube is equal to 74 minus 36, okay, which is 38. So we can write x cube plus y cube plus z cube, okay, in that 38 you can bring a 2 this side, so that's minus 2 is equal to 36. Now what is asked there in the question? A root of x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 2. Okay, if this is 36, root of this is 6. That's answer option D for question number 61. Right. Now question number 62. Now 2/3 of the number of employees of a company are male and the rest are females. Okay, 2/3 are males, so male like 2/3 and female is the rest 1/3. Now if 3/8 of the male and 2/5 of the female are temporary employees, okay, so yes, 3/8 of are temporary, which means 5/8 are permanent, and here 2/5 are temporary, which means 3/5 are permanent. Okay, now the total number of permanent employees is 740. Then 7/15 of the total number of employees exceeds the number of temporary female employees by what number? Okay, so let us find out this. Okay, so the number of permanent employees is 740, so that is 2/3 of 5/8. Okay, so 2/3 of 2/3 of 5/8 plus 1/3 of 3/5. Now that's equal to 740. Okay, so that's so this is 5/12 here, this is 1/5. So if you simplify this, you will get 5/12 plus 1/5 is equal to 740. So now you will get 37/60 of the total is 740. So the total is 1200. Okay, so total is 1200. Now 7 by 15th of that 1200 is 560. Okay, so 7 by 15th the total number of employees. X is the number of temporary female employee. Okay, so number of temporary female employee is like now this number. Okay, so this is this 1/5 here is the okay. So number of temporary female employees. Now 1/3 is like 400. Okay, so 400 is the female out of 1200. 400 female employee. In that 2/5 of 400. Okay, so 2/5 of 400 is like 160. Right, so 160 is that number of temporary female employees is like 160. So 560 minus 160, the difference is 400. That's answer option A for question number 62. Next one, Sujata marks an article 36% above the cost price and allows a discount of 40% on the mark price. Now what is the last percentage? Okay, so 40% discount can be written as 0.6. There is 10% discount, you write it as 0.9. So 40% discount is okay, and was marked 36% above cost price. So 36% above cost price, you can write it as 1.36. Okay, so 1.36. Now that is equal to 80. I mean, you can write it as 0.816. Okay, now in terms of percentage, it is 81.6. Okay, so if in terms of percentage, the price at which it was sold, okay, the selling price, the price at which it was sold is 81.6 of cost price. So what is the difference? If cost price is like 100, now 81.6, now that's 18.4 is option D. Okay, see, right hand, this is mark price and this is the discount, and we know discount on mark price is the selling price. So selling price is equal to discount on mark price. Now that is equal to this much on the cost price. Okay, this much loss on cost price. So that relationship I'm using and getting the value. The answer is option D, 18.4. Now this question, 0.545, 0.081, 0.51, 0.52. Okay, now when you look at it, okay, so one of the obvious formulas that you can look for is the A plus B whole cube. Okay, so that is A plus B whole cube. It is something that is very visible there. So A plus B whole cube, what is the formula? It is A cube plus B cube plus 3AB into A plus B. Okay, now let's write this 0.545 into 0.081 into 0.51 into 5.2 by, now this 0.545 you can write it as like A plus B whole cube, that is 0.324 and 0.221. If you add, you get 0.545, right? And so this whole A cube plus B cube thing will get cancelled. Finally, you will be left with 3 into 0.324 into 0.221. Okay, that is 3AB plus A plus B, which is 545. Okay, so now this and this will get cancelled. Okay, and now if we just forget about the decimal for a moment. Okay, so this is like 4 times, so here this is 17 into 13. Okay, so you have, let's say 3, you have 17, you have, I'm sorry, this is 3 and you have 13 here, and this is like 4 and 4 and 4 gets cancelled, 3 and 3 gets cancelled, right? And all you're left with is minus 1. Okay, minus 1, because in the denominator here you have a minus. Okay, here this part you have a minus. So the answer is option B, minus 1, for question number 64. Question number 65. A right circular solid cone of radius 3.2 centimeter and height 7.2 centimeter is melted and recast into a right circular cylinder of height 9.6, the diameter of the cylinder. So this is again a typical LHS equal to RHS, like different shapes but same volume, right? So you get 1 by 3 pi into r square h, okay, into 7.2 is equal to pi into r square into 9.6. okay, now you will get r is equal to 25.6, I mean 2.56, and I mean r square is 2.56, you will get r is equal to 1.6, and 2r, that is the diameter, that's equal to 3.2 centimeters. That's answer option A. Now question number 66, it's a data interpretation question. The given pie chart shows quantity wise sales distribution of 5 products A, B, C, D and E of a company in 2016. If 1500 units of product D were sold in 2016 and the total number of units sold by company in 2017 was 18% more than what was sold in 2016, then the total units sold in company 2017 is what? Okay, now D is like 100 degrees out of 360, right? So 100 out of 360, okay, so 100 out of 360, x is equal to how much given? 1500. Okay, 1500. So x is equal to 5400. So 5400 is what that was sold. Okay, now I'm sorry, 5400 was what was sold in total in 2016. So 5400 was sold in total. Now 18% more than that. Okay, so 18% more than that. Now 18% of this 54 would be 972, right? So if you add you get 2763. Okay, so there's 6327. That's answer option D for this question, question number 66. So it's a very simple and straightforward question. Question number 67. So this was one of the questions, okay, that was marked as a discrepancy. So let's see why. So Renu was sitting inside a train which was traveling at the rate of 50 km per hour, and another train whose length was 3 times the length crossed her in the opposite direction in 15 seconds. So speed of the train was 58 km per hour. Find the length of train A. Now see, length is 3 times, right? So L plus 3L. Okay, so L plus 3L and 58 and 50. 58 and 50 is 108. Okay, so now 108, 58 plus 50 is 108 into 5 by 18. Okay, that's like 30 meter per second is the speed, right? Now 30 meter per second is the speed and it took 15 seconds. So opposite direction, so you are adding the speeds. Opposite direction, so you are adding the speeds. So 50 plus 58 is 108. So that 108 you are converting in terms of meter per second, that's 30 meter per second. And so what is L? 4L is equal to 450, right? So L is equal to 112.25. Okay, so now that answer is not there. So for the given value here, the answer is 112.25. okay, now probably what I guess is, now instead of 3 times, if they have given 2 times the length, what would have happened? L plus 2L, now that would have been 450. So 3L is 450. So L would have been like 150 meters. length of the train is 150 meters. Okay, that's answer option A. So that's why I think it was communicated as discrepancies when they release the answer key. Now question number 68, again the previous data interpretation question, the same data, the question is different. Okay, now the question here okay, the question here is, if 320 units, okay, no, let me take it this side. Okay, if 320 units of product A was sold by the company, right, then how many units of product B and E was sold by company? Okay, if 320 units of product A was sold, now how many units of product B and E were sold? So now 50 by 360 is equal to 320. Now B and E together is, B is 35, E is 55. Okay, now that's 80. Okay, so that's 80. Now if 50 is 320, now what is 80? Just multiply by 8 by 5. Just multiply by 855. So 320 into 8 by 5. Okay, so that's 64 into 8, that's 512. Yeah, 512 units is the answer for this question. I'm sorry, it is not 80 degrees, it is 90 degrees. Okay, so I just have to multiply by 9 by 5. Okay, so 9 by 5, so 64 into 9, 576 could be the answer. Yeah, 576 should be the answer for this question. Okay, now question number 69. An article is sold at a certain price. If it is sold at 80% of the price, then there will be a loss of 10%. What is the percentage profit when the article is sold at the original price? So if 4/5 of an article is sold at a certain price, if 4/5 of that selling price is a 10% loss, okay, 10% loss, you can write as 0.9, or you can write as 9 by 10 CP, 9 by 10th of the cost price. So you will get cost price is equal to 9 by 8th of, I'm sorry, selling price is equal to 9 by 8th of the cost price, right? So what is the percentage profit? So the 9 by 8, 1 by 8 is the additional profit. Okay, so what is 9 by 8? 1 plus 1 by 8. So 1 is the actual cost price, so 1 by 8 is the profit. Now 1 by 8 we know it is option A, 12.5%. That's answer for question number 69. Now question number 70, a question on coordinate geometry. So it says the graph of the equations 2x plus 3y equal to 11 and x minus 2y plus 12 equal to 0 intersects at P of x1, y1, and the graph of the equation x minus 2y plus 12 equal to 0 intersects the x-axis at Q of x2, comma y2. Now the question is, what is the value of x1 minus x2 plus y1 plus y2? Now this equation here, we can write this 2x minus 2y plus 12 equal to 0. To make it convenient to solve, we can write 2x minus 4y equal to minus 24. Okay, now let me call this as equation 1 and let this be my equation 2. Okay, now from equation 1 and 2, right, from equation 1 and equation 2, what do I get? I get 7y equal to 35, and so my y is equal to 5. Okay, so that is my y1. and from equation 1, okay, I get this 2x plus 3y equal to 11. So if I solve for x, I get x is equal to minus 2. Now let this be my x1. Okay, now the graph of the equations x minus 2y plus 12 equal to 0 intersects the x-axis at q of x2 comma y2. Now which means y is equal to, that is y2 is equal to 0. Now in that case x minus 0 plus 12 equal to 0. So your x is equal to minus 2, that is x2. x2 is minus 2. Now what we are supposed to find out is x1 minus x2 plus y1 plus y2. Now x1 we got, it is minus 2. Now x2 is minus 12. So minus of minus 12 plus y1 is 5 and y2 is 0. Okay, so what we have, so from here what we have is minus 2 plus 12 plus 5 equal to 0. Now that is equal to 15. Now that's answer option A for question number 70. Now the next one, let x be the least number which when divided by 15, 18, 20 and 27, the remainder in each case is 10 and x is a multiple of 31. See, first of all, if a number has to be exactly divisible by these four numbers, now that has to be the LCM of these four numbers. So 15, 18, 20 and 27. Okay, now when you want to take the LCM, this is 3 into 5 and this is like 2 into 9 and this is 5 into 4 and this is like 3 cube. Okay, now so when you want to take the LCM, you can write it as 4 into 5 into 27. Now that's 540 is the LCM. Now once you get the LCM, you add 10 to that. Now that number 550 is the least number that will give you the remainder 10. That's the least number that will give you the remainder 10 in each of the case. But there is an additional condition which says x should also be a multiple of 31. Now 550 is not a multiple of 31, so that option is ruled out. Okay, so if I go by trial and error, now 540 into 1 plus 10, now that's not a multiple of 31. Now 540 into 2 is 1080, 1080 plus 10 is 1090, that is also not my answer. 540 into 3 is 1620, I mean 1620, now that is also not my, 1263 is also not divisible. Now 540 into 4, okay, that's plus 10 is equal to 2170. Now this is 31 into 70, so this is a multiple of 31. Now that is the value of x. Okay, so x is equal to 2170. So this is the least number which is a multiple of 37, as well as when you divide by these four numbers, you get a remainder of 10. Now the question is, what is the least number that should be added to x to make it a perfect square, right? Now what is the nearest perfect square that we can easily find out? It is 2025. Now 2025 is 45 square. Okay, 45 square we know it's 2025. Okay, now what is 46 square? 46 square is 2126. I'm sorry, 2116. 2116, right? Now this is less than 2170. So 47 square is 2209. Now 2209 minus 2170, so that's 39. Now if you add 39 to 2170, that becomes a perfect square. Now you have that number in the answer choice. So answer is option C, 39 for question number 71. Now question number 72, the value of sin A by 1 minus cos A. Okay, so now let me take A is equal to 45. Let me take A is equal to 45 degrees. So which means I have here 1 by root 2 by 1 minus 1 by root 2. Cos 45 and sin 45 are same, and here you have 1 minus 1 by root 2 by 1 by root 2. Now this whole thing divided by cot 45, we know it is 1, so it is 1 plus root 2 plus 1. So if you simplify it now, here what is the LCM? LCM is like this 1 by root 2 into 1 minus 1 by root 2. Now that is the LCM, and that will be like half plus 1 plus half minus root 2. Now this divided by 2 plus root 2 by 1 plus root 2. Okay, so if you add this, we get 2 minus root 2 by, now this will be like 2 minus root 2 by 2 root 2 divided by 2 plus root 2 by 1 plus root 2. So now this and this will get cancelled, so we'll be left with 2 root 2 into 1 plus root 2 by 2 plus root 2. Okay, now that's equal to 2. That's the answer option. Answer option A for question number 72. Now question number 73. So okay, so what is asked is secant pi. Now we can try like componendo dividendo, right? We can use componendo dividendo here, so by which this will be like 1 plus sin pi into 1 minus sin pi by 1 plus sin pi, I'm sorry, this is plus 1 plus sin pi minus 1 minus sin pi. Now this side will be like p square plus q square by p square minus q square. So now this sin theta and sin theta will get cancelled. You will get 2 by 2 sin theta. 2 by 2 sin theta is equal to p square plus q square by p square minus q square. Now this 2 and 2 also will get cancelled. You will get so which means you get sin theta is equal to p square minus q square by p square plus q square. Now what is sin theta? It is the perpendicular side by the hypotenuse. Perpendicular side by the hypotenuse, right? In which case now what we need is secant pi. Okay, now secant pi is hypotenuse by the base. Secant pi is hypotenuse by the base. Now when we want the base, right, when we want the base, we can use the Pythagorean triplet to identify that. So that is p square plus q square whole square minus p square plus q square I'm sorry, p square minus q square whole square. Now so this is equal to root of 4 p square q square, that's equal to 2pq. So base is 2pq, and the hypotenuse we know it is p square plus q square. So now this hypotenuse is p square plus q square, and the base we just found out it is 2pq, right? So based on the given answer choice, it is this. Answer option B for question number 73. Now question number 74. If the diameter of a base of a right circular cylinder is reduced by 1 by 3, there is 33.33%, and the height is doubled, what will happen to the volume of the cylinder? So the pi is going to see, the formula is pi r square h. Pi is going to remain a constant. So what is happening is r square is like now 2/3, 1/3 reduced, now it is 2/3. Now it is 2/3, and the height is like doubled. Okay, so that becomes 2h. Okay, so that ultimately leads to 8 by 9. Okay, now 8 by 9. So now if it is 8 by 9, what is the reduction? The reduction is 1 by 9. Now 8 by 9 you can reduce 1 minus 1 by 9. So the reduction is 1 by 9. Now 1 by 9, you know, it is 11.11%. That's a decrease of 11.11%. That's a decrease of 11.11%. That's answer option C for question number 74. Now question number 75. Pipes A and B can fill a tank in 16 hours and 24 hours respectively. Pipe C can alone can empty. Okay, so that's doing a negative work in X hours. All three pipes are opened at 10:30 and C was closed at 2:30. That is, after 4 hours it was closed. And if the tank was full at 8:30 on the same day, what is the value of X? Okay, so for 4 hours, the three pipes are open, 1 by 16 plus 1 by 24 plus 1 by C. And then for 6 hours, the two pipes only A and B are only open. And with that, the task is completed. So now since I am following the rate of work method, I can write the complete task as 1. Now here my LCM is 48. Okay, so this is 3 and 2, so 5 times that. Okay, 4. Now this 4 by C, I'll just keep it separately, and here again LCM is 48, and that's like 5 by 48, and this 6 here. Since 48 is common in the denominator, I'll just keep it as it is for a moment. Okay, so what I have is 4 by C is equal to 1 minus, now this is 5 into 4, 20, and this is 30, so that is 50 by 48. Okay, now that's equal to 2 by 48. So 1 by C is equal to 1 by 96. So it will take 96 hours. That's answer option A for question number 75. Now question number 76. A circle is inscribed in a quadrilateral ABCD touching AB, BC, CD and AD at points PQ, RS respectively. If angle B equal to 90 degree, if AD equal to 24, AB equal to 27, DR equal to 6, then what is the circumference of the circle? Okay. Now the options should have a pi here. So 15 pi, 20 pi, 12 pi and 18 pi. Alright. Now, okay, so this can be the diagram. Now, see, all these, like points like A, B, C, D are, now from this point, okay, you have two lines, one touching S and one touching R. Now these two are tangents and these two lengths are equal. These two lengths are equal. Similarly, AS is equal to AP, and from BP is equal to BQ. Right. Now we know DR is 6. If DR is 6, SD is 6. Now complete AD is 24. So AS, if the complete length is 24 and if SD is 6, now this is 18. Now if AS is 18, then AP is 18. Okay. Now the total length is 27. If AP is 18, PB is 9. Okay. If PB is 9, now this is also 9. Okay. Right. And now what is this line? Now if you take this as the center. Okay, now this line is perpendicular. Okay, it's perpendicular to the tangent drawn here. Okay, so it is perpendicular, so this is 90 degree, and it's given in the question itself is angle B is 90 degree. Angle B is 90 degree, right? So these two are parallel, and this, okay, it's touching the circle at this point, right? So you can say now this OQ, we can say that OQ is equal to PB, which is, what is OQ? That's the radius. So radius is equal to 9 centimeters. Radius is equal to 9 centimeter. So what we want is the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. That's 18 pi. That's answer option D for this question. Answer option D, 18 pi is the answer for question number 76. Question number 77. If 60% of a number is 120 more than 20% of the number, that is, see, the difference is 60% is 120 more, means the difference is actually 40%. So 40% of the number is 120. So the actual number is like 300. Okay. Then what is 28? I mean, how much is 28% of the number less than 33.33% of the number? Okay. So the number is 300. Now 28% of it is 84. Now 33.33%, that is 1/3 of it, is 100. Now difference between 100 and 84 is 16. It's a simple straightforward question. The answer is option C, 16. Question number 78. A is 25% more than B. B is 40% less than C. C is 30% more than D. By what percent A is less than D? So you can write A is 25% right. We can 25% more. We can write as 1.25 or 5/4 of B. Now B is 40% less, so that means 60%. So 60% you can write it as 3/5 of C. Now C is 30% more, which you can write as 1.3, or you can write it as 13/10 of D. So what is A in terms of C? Like it's like 5/4 of B. Now what is B? B is 3/5 of C. So this is with respect to C. Now what is D? And what is C? 13/10 of D. So into 13/10. So 5 and 5 goes off. What you have is 39/40 of D. So A is 39/40 of D. So it is how much less? By what percent it is less? It is 1/40 less. And in terms of percentage, that's like 2.5%. That's answer option C for question number 78. Question number 79. A man starts from his house traveling at the rate of 30 km per hour. He reaches his office late by 30 minutes, and traveling at 24 km per hour, he reaches his office late by 18 minutes. So if he goes like from 30, he comes down to 24. Now in terms of time, from 10 minutes late, okay, from t plus 10, he now takes, t plus 18. Now the time is increased. Okay. Now one of the quick ways to solve this is, now what is the reduction here? The reduction is 6 km per hour. And that is, in terms of fraction, the reduction is 6 out of 30, which is 1 out of 5. Now if the change in speed is 1 out of 5, what will be the change in time? The change in time would be 1 out of 4. That is, if this is a dip of 1/x, this will be an increase of 1/x minus 1. Okay. Now that 1/4 of time taken is equal to that 8-minute difference between the change in time. Okay, the 8-minute difference, 10 minutes and 18 minutes, 8-minute difference. That's 1/4 of time. So the time taken is 32 minutes. Time taken is 32 minutes. Now what is the speed? 30 km per hour. 30 km per hour means like every minute half a kilometer. Okay, so 60 km per hour means every minute 1 kilometer. So 30 km per hour means every minute half a kilometer. So if every minute half a kilometer, in 32 minutes, half of 32, that is 16 kilometers. That's answer option B. So answer for this question is answer option B, question number 79. Now question number 80, that's a question on pie chart that we have already solved. Already seen this pie chart. If a total of 14,616 units were sold, then the number of, okay, so product is like 100 degrees, right? So that's 100 out of, okay, so that is 100 out of 360. Now into, now this is the total. Now we want 100 out of 360. Okay, so this is like 5 by 18. 5 by 18. So this is 8 times, 21 is like 1 time, 36 is like 2. So 5 into 812, that's 4060 is the answer for question number B. Okay, so this fifth video I will stop here. The remaining questions like from 81 to 100 I'll be solving in the sixth video. I hope you liked my methods. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel Learning About. Thanks for watching the video. Thank you.